Okay, this is my 2020 Canam X3 XMR RR. This is my third Canam Maverick, my second X3. I had a 120 horsepower unit for about 6 months, and I had to get rid of it just due to some, life happenings. So I decided to reward myself before COVID hit hardcore and get this. So far I've had this thing for about 3 months now. I'll kind of go over some of the modifications to it just real quick, and just do a quick walk around so we can see it, and then I'll kind of go back over everything real fast. I got the 72 over the 64 because I was able to financially. I don't really see any difference. You're just going to spend more money out of pocket to make a 64 as fast as the RRs, and then the new RR engines kind of got me sold, so I didn't want to upgrade a 64 to this power when I got this right from the factory with everything I wanted. So anyways, the traditional Arctic cooler that I've carried for 3 machines now. I have some mounts that I got just at the hardware store, drilled through the bed. Didn't really want to, but this is the only way I could solidly get this attached. It's not going anywhere. The machine would roll down a mountain and it would still be connected. One of the first trips I had out, I've only got 80 miles on it. I noticed some severe heat issues in the bed, which is pretty typical on the X3s from all my research and everything, and even my old one had issues with it. So I have these plates here. We take them off at work and typically dispose of them. So I was able to get 2 of these for this, and then 1 of these for my toolboxes. These are just some Plano Walmart special. Bottom box has all my tools and hardware. Top box has all the replaceable fuses, wire nuts, connectors, the like. And then I just made this bracket and put a little foam on here. I had to put this aluminum in here because it's kind of hard to see, but down in here, when I had it just on the bed, it actually started melting that. So that was required me to change that. And all right, so the other mods on the rear are UTV stereo camera kit. I got it. It was like the $100 version on Amazon. Came with a switch, all the wiring, camera, the mount, the whole 9 yards. And then I got a backup light, just a cheap China. Amazon is what I like to call them. Night version. This is all connected. This guy and this guy are connected to a mechanical switch underneath the shifter. So when I put it in reverse, it'll actually turn the camera on, and it'll send a signal to my head unit to pick up the video feed. So my head unit will actually display the video feed. I also wired in a hardwired switch. So in case I'm going down the trail and I lose sight of somebody, because you can't see out of the back of this, obviously. So if I can't see somebody through my side mirrors, I can flip this light on, or flip the switch, and the camera will come on and it'll show the immediate vicinity behind me. And the light helps too if we're driving at night. The other thing you'll notice is one of my favorite mods is the CAtech powder coated pull plate. Fantastic quality. Really cleans up the back end of here. Really heavy duty unit. I need to get one of the soft satchels, I believe that's what they call it. There's another term for it now, but I can't think of it right off the top of my head. But I need to get something, because I can't put a D-ring or anything in there and destroy that. Okay, one of the first rounds of mods I did with this is the Mudbusters, not MB. Let's take another radio. The Mudbuster extra large. I think these are for the 72-inch machines. I got these, but I like the way the Canam looked, and I kind of modified this. As you can see, a little bit of a modification here. I didn't quite clean it up yet. I used the Canam rears, and I'd like to eventually get this piece here, but You can't order that individually. You have to order the whole kit to get, so I'll have to find somebody that has that and wants to sell it outright. But I modified that, and then kind of add some fasteners in here just to help and to hold this up. And then while we're in here, you can see my rock light, VisionX rock light. Made that aluminum bracket, wired them all in. Once I get around to the front of the machine, I'll turn them on. And all right, now we got the FFR tree kickers. He actually cut them a little bit short for me because I was going to go with 35s, but I got scared. I didn't want to lose too much power, and I didn't want to blow belts. Not to mention, these XTRs have really grown on me. Really big fan of the way they look, and so far the way they handle. These are System 3 off-road 32 10 by 15 XTR 370s on a set of I think it's 5.5 by 1.5 offset SB4 bead locks. I ordered these through Planet Side by Side, and I told them I wanted the green ring. Well, this is like a Polaris color, but you can tell it's almost spot on match for the Manta green. So that worked out fantastic. It looks really good. And then, like I said, the tree kickers, a little bit more. I could have probably done better on the install on that. Got in a hurry. So we got just a seismic strike, cheap mirrors. I wanted to try something different, but I ended up just getting these guys. Don't really care for these mounts. I can't believe somebody can't come up with an actual 1.875 mount. I mean, there's so many of these out here. Why can't we come up with that? And then here's the inside. Just the PRP door bags. I love these pads for my knees. I know to put everything inside these door bags needs to be in Ziploc bags because they're about as waterproof as a paper towel. So, and then we'll kind of move on here. I notched the seat. You can't really see it here, but I notched this so I can pull this up, buzz these two bolts out, and pop the seat out super fast. Easy trail repair if need be. The other thing I got is this is my dual battery setup. It's currently on. When I turn it to here, I'm isolating my accessory battery. When it is on, I have both batteries connected to the alternator, so that they're charging. Here's my fan. I'm gonna go ahead and cycle this on. I wired this up to ignition on, so you couldn't accidentally leave it on, but here's a little toggle switch. I don't care for the toggle switch, but I ran out of room. So you can see 3 speeds. Ram mounts. This came with some weird setup before. I notched that out and replaced it with this. And then we got the BRP bag. I had to move it back here for obvious reasons, just wasn't going to fit right. And then that's a Rage Fab flat halo bar. I'm eventually going to go with a flat top roof due to my spacing in my garage is not optimum for this machine on a trailer. I currently got it on a trailer, so can't really put a both in there, so I need to leave them stacked. And then this is just a cheap 50-inch single row, because I know the lights suck on this based on my 64-inch machine. These are just Baldwin mounts from eBay, nothing special there. Kind of crappy powder coating. Mudbuster front fender flares. Those came out pretty good, but they really need to extend these bolts. I end up replacing most of these bolts with longer hardware. I didn't like how they only threaded in like 2 or 3 maybe threads into the plastic and the little zip nut things behind there. Wasn't really a big fan of that. So I replaced the hardware with about a 1/4 inch longer stuff. So that should work out there. I'll go ahead and turn the rock lights on. So you can see these. I hid these up in here from the Facebook group page. Guy showed me that location. Mounted them up here. And then I bought a 5th light by accident, and when I was able to stick it up in here on an aluminum mount that I made. So there's that. That was kind of a pain in the butt. But these lights are just fogs, cheap, $30 LEDs. I'll eventually replace them with some higher quality units, but this will probably do me for the year. I wanted to try this out. I might end up taking it off because it takes up a lot of room when you're looking out over here, but it's pretty bright. And I've driven an X3 at night before, and it is terrible with stock headlights. I don't want to experience that again. So I got fogs, regular Canam lights, the driving light, and then this is a combo pattern. Only like 2 LEDs on the sides are actually combos. You can hardly see them, but yeah, I guess you can. All right. So there's that. And then we'll get over here, climb inside real quick, and just go over all these switches that I got, which are way too many. Yeah, there's my light bar switch. You can see just a cheapo light bar, does pretty decent. Rock lights, the other light bar. I moved the switch that was over here, the mud trail, to here, so I have these 2 switches here. I got the MBquart head unit, the stage 3. It's got the 2 speakers up front, and then I got a sub I put underneath the driver's seat because I'm paying for it. I don't want the passenger to hear the sub. No, I'm just kidding. I just did it because I thought it would be better. And then, as you can see, I'll go ahead and flip my camera switch, and it takes a second. The picture quality ain't spectacular, but you can see the light and you can see to back up, so that really helps a ton there. And then here's the fan again. So it's pretty nice. And then this is one of the last rounds of mods. A friend of mine, Kessler89, he gave me this UTV Inc. mount, and then I just went ahead and bought this cheap RDT motor steering wheel. I didn't like the flat spot in the bottom. I thought that was pretty annoying. This should allow for operating the machine fairly easy one-handed, in the times needed for it, and then the last mod I got on here is my 5150 287, I think it's, or 187 whips. Excuse me, there's one other mod. Got their mounts, used Octane Toy Box mount, with their magnet bases. And then these are programmable via Bluetooth. I really like these connections, pretty solid connection here. Not gonna have any water problems. All right, and then the actual last mod is a UTV Zilla rear window. This is not designed for the RRs or the snorkel. It hits up here pretty good, but it's so snug that it doesn't vibrate or come loose. And then I had to notch this right here. It wasn't the greatest because I'm not very particular or slow. I got a pretty crappy patience, so I wasn't able to notch it. It's exactly what I like, but I got this piece of rubber from just a work project here, and it doesn't vibrate or make any noise. And then I leave this open over here. There's a block off plate that goes right in there, but I want the intercooler to get the air it needs. And then just got some goofy stickers on the back, nothing crazy. I mean, just a little different than other machines. No big deal. But yeah, that should be everything. Like I said, that CAtech, pull plate, FFR, rock kickers are 2 of my favorite mods. MBquart is also tied up there. And then I guess the other mod I forgot to mention is I have the CT raceworx. You can't really see it, but you can see the CT there. Gusset kit. I was pretty concerned about that, being this machine was new. That was on before my first ride, so the only other thing I really concerned about is the lower A-arms. But I ain't got that type of money. Not to mention COVID kind of slowed us down here at work, so the extra overtime and the funds for those mods are on hold. Those will probably be a spring or April next year, as pending any damage. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I forgot to mention, just got some RAM mounts here for my phone. This rubber piece here, it really holds the phone in good. And then I left the charge port inside here and looped this charge port out from my phone. And then the other one's hanging. You can see it looped down. That is for the tablet. Just a RAM mount, tablet mount. Took the rear view mirror out because you can't use it anyways. So there's that. Eventually I might put a plate across here and strap it in, and then I will probably put a CB in here, you know, or maybe one of the just the generic, what I like to call, you know, just the China brands. You could find a higher wattage one, because right now I got the Bofang handheld that a lot of our guys in our group have. So that is pretty much my 2020 XMR RR currently. So if you have any questions, just shoot me a comment. But yeah, got my next ride, surprisingly, just now going on my second ride in a couple weeks. So hopefully I have some more videos and stuff. I'd like to get my GoPro back in action, but my laptop's kind of taking a dump on me, so just more money to spend. Alrighty, well, if you like it, subscribe.